Hi everyone, welcome to Silva's Cooking. Today I'm going to show you how I make my super easy creamy chicken enchiladas. You may use 3 chicken breasts, boneless or not, rotisserie chicken, or a couple of pounds of chicken tenderloin, which is what I'm going to use today. So let's get started. After rinsing the tenderloins in cold water, I trimmed them and removed their tendon. It may take a little longer, but it's an important step. All I want at the end is pure, tender, white meat. I prefer to cook the chicken in my electric pressure cooker, not only because it's faster, but also because it keeps the steam contained, it doesn't make a mess, and it's quiet. But if you don't have one, you may boil the tenderloins for 30 minutes, removing the white foam as it forms. If you use chicken breasts, cut them up into 3 pieces before boiling them. Add 6 cups of filtered water, and 1 tablespoon of granulated chicken bouillon or 2 cubed chicken bouillons broken up into smaller pieces. If you don't have or don't like bouillon, add half to 1 tablespoon of salt instead. Line up the arrows, lock on the lid, set the valve to sealing, press the pressure cook button, press the keep warm button to turn it off, and set the timer to 13 minutes. A few seconds later, the pressure cooker will be on. It will come to pressure and start the countdown. Now is a good time to grate the cheese. Here I have 1 pound of Monterey Jack and a little bit of leftover quesadilla cheese, but you may also use cheddar if that's what you have on hand, and reserve some cheese for the topping. The chicken is done cooking and the pin is down, which means the pressure has released on its own. Remove the chicken, put it on a plate or cutting board, and shred it. I like leaving a few chunks to keep it more interesting. Transfer the chicken to a large bowl and season it some more. Seasoning is to taste, and I like to use 2 teaspoons of all-purpose seasoning and ground black pepper. Mix it a little bit, add the cheese, and blend it all up. I butter a 13 by 9 by 2 inch casserole dish and start filling the tortillas. I prefer to use corn tortillas. They're flimsy and break apart sometimes, but this dish tastes far superior and have a much better texture. Flour tortillas are more pliable and will look prettier when placed in the baking dish, but it doesn't matter because the flimsy corn tortillas will be smothered in a lot of sauce and absorb some of it anyway, so they will stay put at the end. You may use both kinds and see which one you like best, like I did before. As long as the corn tortillas don't get overfilled, they will stay together better. I used medium-sized corn tortillas and finished it with smaller ones that fit better in the dish. I have a little mixture left, and since it's my son's birthday in a couple of days, I will also make a smaller dish for him to take home. I butter it the same way and was able to fill 5 medium-sized corn tortillas and 4 small ones. Now let's make the sauce. Place a 2-quart saucepan on medium heat and melt 5 tablespoons of salted butter. Add 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and whisk for a couple of minutes until the flour is cooked. It's going to darken a little, but don't let it burn. Strain the chicken broth into a 4-cup container, add it to the pan, and whisk it well to combine. There is 1.5 cups of broth left in the pressure cooker, so I strain it and add it to the pan as well. It's a total of 5.5 cups of delicious homemade chicken broth that is key to the flavor profile of this wonderful, creamy, white enchilada sauce. If you want a thicker sauce, you may make a slurry by mixing 1/2 cup of water with 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Make sure the flour is completely dissolved and whisk in a little bit of this mixture at a time. Once the sauce reaches the desirable consistency, turn the heat down a bit and add 1 cup of sour cream at room temperature. Whisk well. Taste the sauce for salt, and if it's not salty enough, add a little more seasoning that contains salt and whisk to combine. Add a 7-ounce can of diced green chilies and mix it all in. Let it cook for a couple more minutes and this delicious, easy sauce is done. Remove it from the heat and pour it all over the enchiladas. spreading it evenly with a spatula and making sure the sides get it as well. I did the same with a smaller baking dish and topped both of them with the reserved shredded cheese. I baked them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes, and then I broiled them on low until the top browned a little. If you like this recipe, like, share, and subscribe. I removed them from the oven, and look how beautiful and appetizing they are. Picture perfect enchiladas that are easy to make with no chopping involved. They feed a large family and can be frozen as well. A delicious comfort food that is perfect on a bed of rice. Were you ever disappointed when you ordered chicken enchiladas at a restaurant only to get a couple of tablespoons of sauce on them? When you make this recipe at home, you will no longer have that problem because I made sure no enchilada will be left dry. The more sauce, the merrier. They are so tasty. And the tenderloin is soft, the cheese is melted inside and out. Delicious smothered goodness. I hope you try and love these creamy white chicken enchiladas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.